as things fall. Woo! Hello friends, my name is Shayla and today I am here to film my Tome Topple TBR. Tome Topple was started by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes. She has plenty of other hosts with her as well. I will leave her announcement video linked down below so you have all the information that you need. This readathon starts on June 29th and goes through July 12th. The whole entire goal of this readathon is to read big books. That's why it's called Tome Topple. So in this, the only real requirement is that the books are over 500 pages long and they cannot be an omnibus. The only exception to that is the graphic novel selection. That's the only thing where they can give a little leeway because there are very few graphic novels that are truly over 500 pages. So anyhow, I've got 5 books here that I plan on tackling during Tome Topple, so let's dig right in. The first one is going to be Child of the Prophecy by Juliet Merlier. This is part of the Read Seven Waters read-along. This is the one that we're supposed to be finishing this month, so this is going to be the first one that I pick up during Tome Topple. I've just been so distracted with so many other reads, and I have a few review copies I need to get read before Tome Topple starts, so that's why this one has to wait until Tome Topple. So I do plan on reading this. This book comes to 555 pages. The next one is my graphic novel selection. It's actually manga. But I know Katrina from Little Book Owl usually picks a manga for her graphic novel selection, so I don't feel bad choosing this. And this is the Rurouni Kenshin 3-in-1 Omnibus. This contains volumes 7, 8, and 9. I read more Rurouni Kenshin during Manga Readathon, which I will leave my wrap-up linked for you so you can see what I ended up reading. And I really enjoy the story of Rurouni Kenshin. This is basically about a wandering samurai who ends up finding this small town and ends up staying and hanging out for a while because he's just seeking peace in his life. So he was a samurai who was very lethal and brutal during a war, and since then he's just been wandering, seeking peace, and he seems to be finding it with this group of people, but he's also able to protect them in a way that's really wonderful. It's a really fun series. If you haven't tried it out, I highly suggest picking it up. Next up is a really popular book. I'm slowly working my way through this particular series. You probably know what it is if you've been hanging out around my channel at all. So I'm finally picking up City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I read City of Bones way back in the day before the movie, and I enjoyed City of Bones enough. And I'm trying to work my way through the other novels. I don't think it's fair for me to judge Cassandra Clare's writing on one book, especially her first book that was really originally written as fan fiction. So I'm trying to see her evolve as an author. So I'm picking up City of Glass. This is the 3rd book in the Mortal Instrument series, if you're not familiar. And yeah, so I did this in a try a chapter book tag a while, and the first chapter was pretty gripping, so I'm hoping the rest of the book is pretty good that way. So I forgot to tell you the page count on Rurouni Kenshin. Rurouni Kenshin has 577 pages. City of Glass has 541 pages. The next one is technically slightly under the page count, but I'm throwing it on this TBR anyway. It's one I've been wanting to get to forever. And again, this one was in the same try a chapter book tag as City of Glass. And actually my 3rd book was in that video as well, and I've read the other 2, so clearly I really want to get to these books. But this one is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. Everybody tells me that the Remnant Chronicles are a series I'm most likely going to like. You know, especially past this first book. This first book is more contemporary feeling, but the others get more fantasy kingdom, and so I've been told I'll really like the series, so I really want to check out this first book and see how I feel about Mary Pearson's writing, because if her writing is something I can't get into, then the rest of the series I won't be able to get into either. So anyways, I'm finally getting around to this one, and this is a booktube darling, so I'm not going to really go into much of a description of it, but it's about a soon-to-be queen. She's a princess right now, who runs away on her wedding day. There are 2 men chasing her. One is an assassin, the other is the jilted groom. And we don't know who's who for the majority of this novel, so I'm excited to see where this goes. And last but not least on this TBR is City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. This is one that again was in that try a chapter book tag. I will definitely leave it linked for you guys. And this was also a nominee for debut in the BookTube SFF Awards. that has since come out, and I know it didn't win, but I still wanted to give it a try and see how I like it. In the Try a Chapter book tag, I really liked the first chapter, so I'll see where it goes. I've read other Jin stories and ended up really liking them, so I'm really hoping I like this one as well. So friends, here we are. These are my picks for Tome Topple. I have 2 weeks to read these 5 bigger books, and I am so excited to finally get around to reading these. They've been on my shelf for a little bit, with the exception of Rurouni Kenshin. I only picked that up this last week. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you're new, I'm Shay. Please subscribe and hang out with me. Let me know in the comments down below if you're participating in Tome Topple and what you planned on reading. If you want to buddy read any of these with me over in those 2 weeks, let me know as well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.